Hello family, how are you doing? It's been a while since we talked. I really missed you guys. I hope you did the same. For those that are visiting this channel for the first time, this is a channel where we talk about things to do with personal development and public speaking. So I started the series of public speaking because if you can speak, you can influence, and if you can influence, you can change lives. Fuzi Tembekwa says, how much we go in life is dependent on how well we speak. In business, you must speak to persuade your customers. Even in relationships, you must persuade whoever you want to be with you and give their reasons to accept you. It is all about persuasion. Okay? You persuade investors. You persuade everyone. Okay? So that is the importance of public speaking. Any form of speaking is public speaking. Any form of speaking is public speaking. So the question that we must take is, what are we speaking about? And this is what I shape in this series of mine. This is what we are here to talk about in this channel. How to speak sensible things. How to speak for the good of others. So yeah, this is all about this channel. I am Maduwa Mwidudumbwe, your host. So before I waste much of your time, just a continuation. I've been on a short break, I had some pressures with school and the likes. So we are back on track. We are continuing more content. So ensure to subscribe, comment, and share your thoughts, guys, because we only develop by learning. It is quite worrisome how people always want to listen what they want to listen, not what they have to listen to. Let me rephrase it. It's worrisome how people only they want to listen to what they want to listen to than listening to what they have to listen to, if we at all that makes sense. So we are comfortable listening to the things we already know and we don't want to learn. So the fact that you guys are visiting this channel shows how ambitious you are, and I tell you, you are already in the 1%, because successful people believe in consistent learning. In the book Hustle Like a West African by Edwin Gwani, it indicates that go back to school and learn like a baby. Okay? Because babies, anything that comes to them, they will learn and they will make sure they understand it. But we as older people, we reject knowledge. We only want to know what we want. We want to hear what we want, not what we have to hear. When people tell us what we have to hear, we get offended. Okay. So enough of that. So today I'm going to talk about speaking to academic audiences. Speaking to academic audiences. Now I must indicate that academic audiences is the audience that you should all be worried to speak to. Because if you are not prepared, they will bully you. Because these are people that are learning. They know. Media has taught them, they have learned much in school. Okay? So if you go to an academic audience, a blank, you know nothing, without sensible information, I tell you, you go back home frustrated. So this is why we must learn today and tackle how to speak to academic audiences. You are told tomorrow you are speaking to your classmates. You are told tomorrow you are going to speak to a school, let's say the University of Zambia, let's say Muhammad V University in Morocco here, and the likes. How do you tackle such audiences? That is what we are going to talk about today. So, first and foremost, there are things that we should take note of. Before you even start preparing your public talk, if you are going to speak to academic audiences, which is advisable for all form of speaking, first, do a serious due diligence. Do a serious due diligence. What is a due diligence? ask details of what you are exactly going to share. They should give you a picture. What am I exactly talking about? What do you expect from me as I'll be talking to these students? So carry out a due diligence. Ask what age, who will be there, is there any other guest of honor, and all those things. So that's the power of due diligence. You have a direction of the things you talk about. Number 2, academic audiences, they do not respect opinions or suggestions. They do not respect opinions or suggestions. You can't go there and say, my father, at that time, who is your father? Who is he? Is he known? Who is he? They will not take you serious. What they want to hear is how about Einstein, as of what? Then they will take you serious. So they don't respect opinions and suggestions. So, academic audiences, they respect authority. They respect authority. If you call Vusi Tembekwa, you call Robert Brare, you call Steve Harvey, they will listen because those are people of authority. They know there is something. Now, you and I probably were still pushing through the journey of success. We don't have authority. Then what do? You cite authority. You cite authority. Okay? So as you go on in your public speaking journey, there are sometimes you speak things that you are not even learned about. Let's say you go and speak about business. Let's say you are running a business. You go and speak about business, but you are not an accountant. So how do you tackle those things? You cite authority. You cite authority. Okay? So I hope this has been taken into consideration. So how do you cite authority? I'll try to give this example, though I've forgotten the actual words I'll use, but I'll try to add some other things. So I had a presentation, I think, last week in class, and it was about entrepreneurship. So we're talking about production and the likes, but I don't like the format of presentations because I feel it limits me, because I want to speak so that someone goes out with a call to action. So after presenting and the like, I presented production, cost management, all those. Then I thought, no, I can't go like this. Then I'm disappointing my mentor. I have to speak so that these people would go with their minds changed. So in my conclusion, I ended like this. I ended that, what did I even say? Let me try to remember. Yeah, I ended like this. Entrepreneurship is often considered a risk-taking journey, but a research carried out by Ismail, a student at Muhammad V University, as of 9 February 2023, indicated that the Moroccan government has had a number of initiatives to curb unemployment. Such initiatives such as the Eid initiative, which aimed to reduce unemployment. But despite this, it has been proven that these initiatives are not effective, and there is need for more SMEs and the public sector. So what am I simply trying to put across? What I'm trying to put across is we should not be all job dependent, because if we all depend on jobs, then the job market will be saturated and it will fail to employ everyone. And if that happens, it will mean that it will be more risky to search for a job than to seek for employment, because it will mean that if you graduate, you have to wait for 5 years before you can be employed. And I tell you, he that chose the path of entrepreneurship would have done something. So you might be employed, but I tell you, the employment of your siblings is not promised. Therefore, let us start beginning of how we can build generational businesses so that our young brothers and sisters have something to do. With these few but encouraging words from I, Maduvamwini Lumbwe, and my friend Wazichama Resta. Okay, so I was presenting with my friend Wazichama. Yeah, so this is how I ended, and I could tell from their faces busy looking. I'm bringing statistics that themselves have not read about. So this is how you cite authority. I cited authority. It was not an opinion. I'll cite authority. Okay. Now it's not everything that you cite. I cited that because I know Muhammad V is a respected university here, and the University of Art is not as big as that one. So I cited a university right above ours. So when I say that, people say, yes, and I could tell from their faces looking at me, okay, I've said something, it has touched you, and I felt nice because this is what I'm there for, to shape the minds. Okay, so you people know that I'm a fan of entrepreneurship. I really believe in it, and I know I will be, because we don't just become. We are trying by all means to shape ourselves. So see you on the top, guys. So as I said, it's not all resources that you recite. So which resources do you use? Now this is where there's a problem. You are told to present directly Google. You search things that because Google, everyone can post things, so those are not genuine. You just type Google, things come, you begin saying rubbish. Okay, I say rubbish is garbage, guys. So this is how you do good research. So one, these are resources. The same Google has what we call Google Scholar Search. Now this is where you find the real authors, real researchers who post things there. They post books, they post researches, they post everything. And when you are saying, you will then say that as of now, this day, this year, this person, doctor, whatever. That way people respect it. So write this. Avoid going to Google direct and you type your title, let's say capital formulation, Google. Irrelevant things. Start typing Google Scholar Search. Google Scholar Search. Scholar is SCHOLAR. Google Scholar Search. And you search for things you want there. It will give you good, credible resources. I talked of ethos and pathos. Go and visit those videos. Pathos, ethos, credibility. Okay? You must be credible in what you are saying. Should be relevant, should be command authority. Okay? Then the other way is you can type, let's say, unemployment levels World Bank. Unemployment levels World Bank. Those are big companies. Okay? No one will say no because they know World Bank knows everything about things to do with money and the likes. If it's about health, let's say sexual transmitted infections as of World Bank in Zambia or in Morocco or in what. So you indicate organizations. We have UNICEF, World Bank, World Health Organization, Central Statistics Office if you're in Zambia, and all those institutions that are known. Okay? That way, your information will be very, very credible. Okay? Then a public speaker should always be a good reader. And I'm also struggling with this. I'm trying to build, a reading culture. I struggle with this as well. It's not easy, guys, but we shall get there. But we should train ourselves to be readers. Let us read. Let's not limit ourselves. For me, I'm more for videos, so I have a bad reading habit, but I do try. So yeah, we should develop a reading habit. So I will cite some of us have excuses. Books are expensive and like so. If you want books, then there is this website called PDF Drive. Go there, you find books. You find books especially for known authors. You find them. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, how to influence people and make friends. All those you find them. PDFDrive.com. Search or any book there that you know is known, you find it and you begin reading. Okay? Then I'll end with a tip. The best one, the fastest way is to give something that is really credible. Visit an expert. If you are going to talk about accounts, go to an accountant somewhere. Ask him, how is this thing in accounting? What are some of the challenges? And he will give you those things, and I tell you, those are reality. Even as you will be saying, they will say, this person is speaking from an informed vision. Imagine you are going to talk to an accountant somewhere, and you talk to an expert. Obviously, that expert, who is an accountant as well, will tell you certain things that even other accountants are facing. And when you say that, they will believe, because they know that's what's happening. So that's the fastest way to understand of your objective. And then that way you will deliver. You will not only deliver, but you will deliver a real content that will be appreciated, and people will be calling you and calling you because they know you are in it, because you are speaking from authority. You are speaking from authority. So this is what you should take note if you are going to speak to academic audiences. Not only academic audiences, it applies to almost everything. If you take this route of presenting yourself, then I tell you will not be seen as an amateur. There are certain public speakers you are called once and they don't call you again because you are speaking garbage. People are listening to what they already know. Of course, definitely your ideas, obviously there are other people that you think of them, but if you cite authority, you'll think, this person is put, he reads. Not you just got their suggestions, my grandfather told me. Who is your grandfather? My uncle told me. Who is your uncle? You can't tell that to students or any academic audience or even professionals, even corporate, people. Even the elite, you can't. So let us take this into consideration. My name's Maruva Mwilidumbo, your hosts for today. I thank you and have a nice day. Peace.